what you speak out of your mouth, it can manifest.
Right, right.
And so whether it's positive or negative, either way.
And especially if you've developed a habit. Like years ago, I learned that when you develop a habit, no matter whether it's smoking or being negative, critical, or whatever your habit may be, that you literally have a furrow in your brain. Like you develop a line in your brain, so your brain automatically goes back to that emotion about certain things or how you react to things. And you know, talking about memory or muscle memory or remembering things, you know, Tonya showing us this exercise. I was mentioning to her that I was, you know, I've been trying to do a little bit more exercise. I've been trying to do it.
Yeah.
And so I was playing around. I said, hey, I'm going to do a headstand because I want to feel my body elongate. I want to feel that like stretch. And I started doing this, and my body was like, no. I kept trying to, I was trying to do this so I could like get on the wall.
You ain't 20 years old.
And I was like, wait a minute, it's not working. So, you know, it dawned on me, I said, my muscles are like, we don't remember that age.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We don't remember. So, you know, so it was almost like a fear. It's like a fear. So I'm thinking that what you're saying is that as you start exercising and getting your body back in alignment.
Right. And once you start doing that, the rest of you can get into alignment.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, and it's tough. I mean, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, there's been times where I've stopped working out and I've, you know, but you become more depressed, you become, you know, more fatigued, these things.
Yes.
And, you know, once I started working out, you know, I start feeling better. And, you know, in weeks I could see the results. So you're looking at yourself even in the mirror and, you know, you can feel better about yourself because you like what you see.
Yes.
And, you know, and again, I harp on the walking because when we had our facility, this was one of the things that was, you know, stressed is the walking, especially if you are a heavier weight and you're trying to lose some weight because your ankles may be smaller, things like that. So you don't want to, you know, because you can break your ankles.
Wow.
You can sprain your ankles.
Wow.
You can hurt your ankles. So, you know, you have to be careful of that. And the shoes that you wear are another thing. And I can remember I had to go to the doctor about my foot one time, and he told me, he said, if you can bend your shoes, don't work out in them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you need a thicker, I have a pair of the Nike Shocks that I work out in and run in. My feet feel fabulous in them.
Ooh.
But I don't know if they really have those now. This kind of an old school shoe.
Is that the one that had the little
The little shocks on the back. Yeah, the
Okay,
columns,
okay.
right. But they do have the thicker bubble ones that they make now and things. But you definitely, your shoes make the difference because when you have on your shoes, it helps with your balance, your knees and things like that.
So these new tennis shoes I've seen that have a really wide back and bottom. Now, are those fashion tennis shoes?
Or
are
it just
they...
depends. I'd have to look at them. But I mean, some stuff they're making is for fashion.
Yeah.
But to work out in, you are better with a thicker shoe.
Because I heard of that one tennis shoe that everybody, it was all the rage, but then it started tearing people's like muscles back here. The one that had a rocker, it would rock. Like as you walked, it was like the shape of a rocker.
That I never heard of that.
And so what is this, Achilles tendon back here?
Your Achilles.
And it was tearing it. It was tearing it.
Yeah.
Because the shoe would rock. It never gave you a chance to be stable, and it was stretching that muscle too much, and it started tearing people's muscle. I think, now don't quote me on that, but that's what I was hearing in the news. So, but you didn't pay any attention to those.
No, I never. I'm not gonna be in nothing that's gonna rock me. No. You want a regular. You know, they have cross training shoes for cross training. They have running shoes. They have walking shoes.
Now, what about the bouncer shoes that they're using at the gyms? They're kind of like you can bounce on them, but that's probably for a limited period of time.
I don't know anything about all of that, and
Okay.
I always believe in just doing the basic of what works for you. All that other dramatic stuff, to me, is a lot of it may be for sales and just for people to make money. They've got a lot of exercise machines out there. It can do the same. Some of that stuff can do the same thing, just as you just doing a little free weight and some squats.
Well, let me ask you, as you, in your journey, as you began to walk in your truth, where would you say, not that you have a point that you can say you started at, but where would you say you think you started actually walking in your truth?
I think the point in my life where I really started walking in my truth was when I dealt with domestic violence.
Okay.
And I think at that point was where I started to feel that there was something greater